Hi, I'm Mocienne Petit Jackson again. This is the city house of Utrecht, and this is very special to me. When I came to live in Utrecht 30 years ago, I didn't even know that this was the city hall. Even it says Stadhuisplein. I even didn't know because it's so different kind of architect. What I really like about this place, it's a place where you can get water, you can sit with each other, very friendly. This architecture building is phenomenal. It's all connected in different time, and it's really special. People really like to walk here in this city. Here, if I turn around, there's also a lot of cafes, and this part of the city look a little bit like Arnhem, where I did my boarding school, Arnhem Oosterbeek. I'm planning also to go there and show you the city of the Netherlands. Even I write my book, Thriller, The Dark Side of the Netherlands. It's very important for me in a channel to make you understand that even I created this book, Thriller, The Dark Side of the Netherlands, where I talk about political brutality and what the child protection have done to me all my life. In this journey of my YouTube channel, I also want to give opportunity to share this beautiful country that we work together to build from. The Netherlands have been built with a lot of slavery, as you know. Also, a lot of people of Indonesia and Java country, they have built the road industry in the Netherlands. So all the streets that you see, a lot of cultures have died for it. The Dutch government have give recognition. The Dutch government have give recognition of the slavery that have been done to the people in this country. So this is a really good development, apologizing for slavery. And I hope with apologizing of slavery that it will not be forgotten, because we still have to deal with a lot of apartheid and discrimination in this country. But maybe because of apologizing, we can start and create something new. So all this architectural building makes the city very important to me and gorgeous to me, because if you look at the Netherlands building architecture, we are very, very famous in what we are building. And a lot of countries, they pay for our advice. So we are, even we are small, we are a very intelligent country with a lot of talents. And this is one of the talents that we have. If you look at this architect, the way it has been built together with the tree, you don't see that in many countries, in many cities. And the way that we build our cities are very important. So for me to go so far, writing my book, Thriller, The Dark Side of the Netherlands, where I talk about political brutality in this country, I understand this is something very devastating for the Dutch government, for everyone who hear the title of my book. But the thing is, even a country can look so beautiful, so nice, you still have to keep safe the humanity of a country. So we as Dutch people, Dutch country, it looks like from many outside country that we are doing well and that we are the number one of this country. But there is a lot of problems here that political is not showing. And writing my book, Thriller, The Dark Side of the Netherlands, I really want to show the country and show what needs to be done. Utrecht is one of the most brutal, discriminated place in the Netherlands, where the police are very mean to many multicultural people. And it has been aggressive for the last 30 years. This government house is not doing a lot to make a change from that. So a lot of political people here, they are busy with keeping the outside city beautiful, but not what's happening really in the city. The discrimination in Utrecht is very hard. A lot of research reports have shown that. But showing you this beauty of this city doesn't mean anything. We as a Dutch country, we still have to work so much to make this world that we are trying to say it's perfect, to make it better. But to understand what I mean is that you need to see what's the Dutch proud. And the Dutch proud is that the Netherlands want to show that we are number one top country where everything is perfect. There's not everything perfect in this country. There's a lot of problem in our humanity, right, in this culture. And even we have perfect building, perfect roads, a lot of people have suffered for that. So with my book, Thriller, The Dark Side of Netherlands, I'm talking about the political brutality with the child protections and the way that our government system deal with this kind of problem. A lot of people have lost a child because of the mistake of the tax and the huge scandals that we have. And many children have lost their mother because after the war and inside the war, if you were not married, even you were an adult, you were not allowed to keep your child. So many children have been illegal kidnapped by the Dutch government and by the child protection. But child protection has a history of a lot of brutality against humanity. And this is what my book is, Thriller, The Dark Side of Netherlands, it's about. So even the country look amazing and everything look perfect in architecture. There's so much that we need to do in this country to really become that great country that we want to be. If you look at the political behavior of the Dutch society, they try to copy America in many ways. We are not America, we are a small country. On this moment, we have a lot of refugees of Ukraine, and the country is being divided because some people say it's really good that a lot of Ukrainian people are coming here. They can take away our job, and because we have enough people looking for jobs, and we cannot fulfill on them, so it's great. Ukrainian people are coming, but the same happened in the 70s, 60s with Turkish people and people from Morocco. So is this a good way to do politic things? These people, they have a lot of different political backgrounds, political view. So some of the people who live here feel like the Dutch government, the Dutch country, the Dutch government is being taken over by multicultural things. You know, there's a lot about to say that. But one thing that we, as a multicultural and black person, are going through is that even the Dutch government can use us like they used the slaves to build the roads. There are still not enough humanity for us, so we are still suffering. And for me, I would like to see what the future is going to bring with a lot of Ukrainian people here in the Netherlands, because some people, they have a discussion that there are too many refugees, there shouldn't be more refugees. If you ask me, I think I'm standing on their side, because there are so many humanity problems here in the Netherlands for the people who live here, for the people who have already been here, have not been taken care of respectfully by the Dutch government. So we are facing a lot of political brutality in a lot of ways. So should we allow more refugees? I personally would like there will be no more refugees coming to the Netherlands, because there are so many humanitarian problems that we are facing. And I hope that the European Union will give us a chance to build up our health in the Netherlands. So even this place look amazing, our houses are amazing. We as humans, we are really facing a lot of emotional crisis, especially after COVID-19. it's a really, really hard time. So the life in the Netherlands is not always so joyful as it looks. You know, it's really, really hard life. And you may not see it on the outside of our architecture, how beautiful it all is, beautiful make, but many people in this country are really, really suffering. Are suffering financially, are suffering emotionally, and there must be fundamental change in our humanity rights. So the crimes that the child protection have done, I'm really describing that in my book, thriller, The Dark Side of Netherlands. So you may ask, why would you write a book like that if you want to do reform in this country? Because education is knowledge, and knowledge is education. So how can you educate? How can you ask for change if you don't know what happened? You know, my story is an extraordinary story because of my famous father that I'm talking about. And with that, I'm hoping that the new generation that's already older than my son or is around my son, can make the fundamental change in our humanity rights, in the child protection law and humanity rights. So this is very important that this change are being made for us all. So that I'm talking about this is a huge thing for me, because I know some people will be very angry with me. How do I dare to write some book like that, given a title? And some people, they will be happy that my books exist, because it will give them an opportunity to know something that they may have never heard before. The scandal about the tax that so many families lost their children is absolutely a wake-up call about the whole situation, how the humanity rights in the Netherlands are being forgotten. So, and I think books like mine, Thriller, The Dark Side of the Netherlands, can really help people think about what happened. And I think it may stimulate people to really change the law so that family rights get what they deserve. Many people in the Netherlands do not have good fundamental family rights because of the child protection, because of the mistakes that the government make. I'm passing now the Dom Church. So this is a very historical building where, of course, many families have been searching for shelter and praise, because the family traumatic from the Dutch government have been his story is long, a very long time. This what I'm showing now is an attraction for tourists, and it's amazing. It's our proud. This is also the city of Utrecht, where I'm standing, where I'm talking about. So the humanity rights in the Netherlands really have to be something that work with. The war in Ukraine really making people think about their own family and their own rights. And we as a Dutch society, we are really sacrificing a lot. A lot of our children don't have a home, like children of my age, they don't have a home. And they don't get a home because of the refugees problem. Because Netherlands is not putting a stop on it for accepting more refugees in this country. So a lot of our people who have been generation here in Netherlands, they are really suffering. We are really suffering because the Dutch government is not taking the well-being of the country, people in their mind. Many children have been kidnapped through Netherlands. In 2001, on 8 February, the government apologized for the children that have been kidnapped in the Netherlands. These children are living a very hard life. These children are living a very hard life because there was too many refugees in the Netherlands, so that the city can control the humanity rights law. Even the judges today say that there are something wrong with our system that don't protect the family rights and the rights of our family. I'm standing here in Utrecht. It's not my church, but it's the church where I like to burn candles for my sister and my father that have been murdered. And this place is where also a lot of people who live here come to give the praise and the hopes for our humanity rights here in the Netherlands. The trees are beautiful, green. So I cannot totally show you the church. I will try to show you the church. But the city of Utrecht have always been a city that stand up for new timelines in the Netherlands. We are always the one who's starting first protests. We are very into changing this country. So Thriller, The Dark Side of the Netherlands, my political brutality experience in the Netherlands is really, really being described really good in that book. And I do it because we need fundamental change in this country for our people. So, and I wanted you to know that. I'm going to go to church now, and I'm going to ask if I can record something. And if I'm allowed, I will put it on my YouTube channel. But I want to say Thriller, The Dark Side of the Netherlands is the most fundamental political book where I write about the political brutality and how this country deals with it. And I don't want people to think that my life is delusional because I'm saying Michael Jackson, my father, is nothing. That is just a small part of my life. I was kidnapped in a country where it looks like they can give children who are kidnapped a good life. But the reality is that many of us, we suffer. We suffer because we are adopted in really bad families where the family and humanitarian rights is not that good. So the Dutch government, they didn't promise the land that they promised children who were kidnapped in the Netherlands through illegal adoption. You always have 1% that's really happy with their families. But many families in the Netherlands, they work really hard to be good people, but they are not getting the credit of the government that they're supposed to have. They're being punished. And for that, I wrote my book, Thriller, The Dark Side of the Netherlands. And for that, I'm also going to court with the Dutch government about the brutality that they are doing to our society. So Thriller, The Dark Side of the Netherlands, not even only a book that's about me. I mean, yeah, it's my book. I wrote it about me. But I'm not the only one who have been in a situation with the child protection problems and everything around it. I'm just not the only one. And that's something I really want to make clear also on my YouTube channel. I'm not the only one. My story is only unique because I'm saying Michael Jackson is my father, and he is my father. But that's just a very small part. The biggest part of my book is that the way the Dutch government, handled the situation, and the way that the Dutch government handled the situation is almost the same like America deals with the child protections. America have destroyed so many lives of children. I don't want to sound very strange, but I have to say one of the countries that family law is being taken care of really for is Israel. Even they have a fight with Palestine for years. All these countries, the family laws in Israel is really good. The child protection do really good work. Even I have to say that in French, they're doing better than they do with the child protection service than in the Netherlands. German, I don't know. I have to study the German child protection system, government system. I really study a lot of political brutality. I really study a lot of countries, how they do it. So my book, The Church, beautiful sound. So my book can really give you information about how it works and how it doesn't work. And I'm hoping that many of the Dutch countries will buy my book, and that the delusional of that the Dutch is such a wonderful country, wonderful place. No, I really want people to know that many families are really suffering because of the humanity rights being taken away for family. There's so much wrong now with the refugees. So many Dutch families are really suffer under it, that their children are not going to get a house. Then you can say, why blame the refugees? We are not blaming any refugees. We are blaming the system. The system in the Netherlands fundamentally have to change and to protect their own people. And their own people, I mean people who work here, people who are born here, people who want to be a part of the society need to be protected. And their laws need to understand the different. In America, you are welcome to be a refugee if you work, if you take care of yourself. It's a very hard system, but it's a system that is failing because it's a little bit too hard. And I'm hoping that the Dutch government will find a system that will benefit also the people of the Netherlands. So I'm not saying I'm against refugees. So just this moment, I think we had enough of Ukrainian people invading this country. And just like America has too much Mexican. My lawyer in America, he's Mexican. I talk about him about Donald Trump. He disliked Donald Trump. I love Donald Trump because I know him personal as a child. So I asked him, people are angry with Donald Trump, but he said we have enough Mexican. And my lawyer is Mexican. I really love him. I know him for years. He's an intelligent, smart man. He will be the one helping me out when I'm ready to go to court with the Jackson family. But I'm not ready yet. I'm working. But he's my lawyer in America. And I asked him about the Mexican. He said, you know what? The most people who are coming to America are the people in Mexico who don't get a job in Mexico, who don't have any education in Mexico. So he explained to me that in America, the most bad Mexican come to America with no education, all problems, So here in the Netherlands, because of the war because of the war with Ukraine, we don't even know which people we are getting inside the country. So we are making our country very vulnerable this way. Some people said, how dare you to say that? These people are refugees, but these people are Russian brothers. I mean, Ukraine and Russia used to be one country, then there was a war, then it separated, but they understand Russian. They have many Russian families. So to me, Ukraine and Russia are the same kind of people, same kind of mentality. And now there's a war. We allow these people to come into the Netherlands without knowing who they are. So we cannot even check them out, who they are. And this is fundamental for our human rights. So our human rights is really in danger. And I'm hoping that the Dutch government will do something very fast to end this drama for this very small country. So a lot of governments are screaming, listen, we cannot provide homes for our own people who've been born and raised here, multicultural. Refugees is coming. So a lot of governments, they are resistant they are resisting to give refugees place in the government because they don't want. They say we already have a lot of refugees from Africa that we cannot take care of, and now we're having more, and our people are really suffering. Our children don't get a house, and now the government is saying, you do what we say to the government states, and they are fighting it because our fundamental human rights as Dutch people to have a house, to have a place, is really being destroyed at this moment. We are losing our human rights as a Dutch country because we have too much refugees that the government is taking responsibility for in a really bad way, but forgetting the side of the people who live here. And for that, it means because of the refugee suffering, a lot of families will suffer, and the child protection will do a worse job than they normally do. So the humanity rights of the families in the Netherlands are really in danger. And every time when there is a huge political problem, political difficulty, the human rights of the people of the Netherlands suffered. And you can see that in many places. And the biggest power, government power that there is in the Netherlands is the child protection. There was a judge, he came into the news and he said, the child protection don't do what we tell them to do. The child protection is taking away a lot of children's rights in here in the Netherlands and a lot of family rights. So the fundamental of protecting our family life against refugees and against this state of the government that's being done right now is important for all of us. And in my book, Thriller, The Dark Side of the Netherlands, I discuss that how easy it is for the Dutch government to be busy with something else than being busy with children's rights and humanity rights, family rights. And now with the extra refugees from Ukraine, we are in danger of losing more children. Many children who have been taken away from the parents because of the tax scandal, many of them are still not returned to the parents. So this is a really huge scandal. Many children that have been kidnapped, like me in 1984, where the government really still don't know where the children come from. They did something right to block adoption for a while. They say, adoption is just a business, and the adoption agency, they make money out of it. That's really one thing I'm saying, wow, it's one step in protecting the human rights and children's rights and family rights, but it's not far enough. And fundamental change have to come. Like now with this problem with Ukraine in this country, it will affect a lot of people not being reunited with the children from the scandal that's already going on with the tax in the government, So this is really painful. And with my book, Thriller, The Dark Side of the Netherlands, I want forever to be remembered what happened to the families in the Netherlands. So with that said, I want to say thank you for watching my channel. And even this country is so beautiful, this beautiful place where this is the Dam. I'm going to see if I can show you the church a little bit, if I'm going to stand somewhere else where I can show our beautiful country. So even our buildings in the Netherlands are very beautiful, we still need to work a lot on our humanity right, and we still have to protect our humanity rights a lot, and we still have to protect the children's rights a lot. So we are not there. There's so much work that this government still need to do for these people in this country. And discrimination is very high, especially in this topic of city of Utrecht. We are the biggest discriminated place in the Netherlands, so it's really horrible. Even this beautiful city is beautiful architect, beautiful multicultural people. There are still a lot of problems that this country is facing, and the people are suffering. So to me, I'm hoping this is going to change. It's going really fundamental, going to change. So this is the dome. This is how far that I can go to show you the church. Our beautiful tree. And this is in the church where I go and burn my candle and pray for this country. As I say before, I believe in every religion in the world. I believe in everything. I believe in one God. I believe really in every religion. I was born a Christian, so this is what I do if I want to burn a candle, because I'm allowed to burn a candle there without people being angry with me. So this is the Dam, very famous place in Utrecht. Everyone who live in Utrecht or near Utrecht, we are very proud with this piece of architect that thousand years old. We are really cherishing just this church. And if I can go inside, allowed to film, I will show you it inside, because it's really, really beautiful. And I'm happy that everyone who pray, I believe in pray, if you are Muslim, Jewish, Buddha, don't matter to me. The guy is singing. Country song. Anyway, this is the church. I hope you can see it. Even his singing, I'm not going to pay for it. So I'm not going to pay any actor fee or whatever. I will just go to court. I hope nobody going to say bravo, because it was horrible. It was horrible. He cannot sing. Anyway, I want to say to my YouTube follower, I hope you have understand what I'm trying to do. So this is the very inspiration dome. They are still working. You cannot really see the building because they're still working. We are very proud with this piece of architect and this beautiful church and statues. I feel a bit bad because I study a lot of Dutch history, but I don't know this statue. Let me check it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. From Nassau. Oh, he's from Nassau. He's Dutch. Dutch kingdom. From Nassau. Yep. Anyway, I want to say thank you very much for watching my channel. This was Mocienne Petit Jackson. And stay safe. Humanity rights is just everything. Children's rights are everything. I'm very proud to do this lawsuit with the Dutch government about my kidnapping in 1984. And I will keep you updated on my YouTube channel. Stay safe. And I'm going to try, if I'm allowed to, record in the church. And if I can, I will share with you later. Stay safe, and humanity rights is everything, because we are human as first, before we are anything else. It was Mocienne Petit Jackson. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.